We all know that bass sometimes spawn in some pretty different type and precarious places. Where's one that's often overlooked by a lot of bass fishermen? Good morning, guys and girls. April 8, we're in Philippians. This is a verse right here, by the way, that's one of my very favorites, Philippians 4:4. I actually had Philippians 4:4 embroidered on the back of my tournament shirt, And so everybody that saw me from behind would always see that in there. And it reads, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice." Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. And when you put that on the back of your tournament shirt, it kind of puts a little bullseye on you that you better not be in a sour mood. You better be happy. No matter what happens. As a matter of fact, if I did poorly in a tournament and we're driving home and I was being a little bit less than compatible to be with at that time with my beautiful wife, Chris, she would take my tournament shirt and lay it over the rearview mirror where I could see that. Rejoice in the Lord always. Here's what I wrote about that. I fished a tournament one time with NASCAR legend and my great friend, Bobby Allison. Bobby and I had previously done a television show together on Lake Gunnersville in Alabama. We were paired as partners in this tournament. The magic of this tournament, NASCAR drivers were paired with pro fishermen, was where the tournament was held. Disney World. That's right, Magic Kingdom. That's exactly where the tournament was held. It's one of the most joy-filled places in the world. Bobby and I won that tournament. We won the trophies, and we won $10,000 apiece. $10,000 apiece. We were, to say the least, more than happy. We were filled with joy. Today's verse is one of my favorites, as I pointed out. Notice it doesn't say to be sad in the Lord, or it doesn't say to be worried, it doesn't say to be afraid or hateful in the word, Lord. It says rejoice. Be really, really happy. When you rejoice, you're fired up with happiness. You got happiness exuding out of you. People can see it in you. When should we rejoice? When should we rejoice? Always. That's right. Always. Rejoice in the Lord always. Our rejoicing, this is important. Our rejoicing is not related to our circumstances. We rejoice because of our unchanging relationship with Jesus. Doesn't matter what happens, our relationship with Jesus is unchanging. When He saved us, when we become a believer, when He puts His Holy Spirit inside of us, when we make Him Lord of our life, that is unchanging. Nothing we can do will change that relationship. So, we can rejoice today, we can rejoice tomorrow, and yes, can I tell you, we'll rejoice forever in heaven with Jesus Christ. Philippians 4:4, rejoice in the Lord always. Here's our tip for today, and it's a pretty good one, because this is kind of unusual right here. Ask about an unusual and overlooked place for spawning bass. Spawning bass. We're right in the middle of the spawn in many, many places in the South right now. Don't overlook stumps. That's right, stumps in deeper water, in rivers with silty bottoms for bass spawning beds. So you get a river that's an old river and the bottom is just kind of covered in silt. Bass like to spawn on hard bottoms. We know that. They like gravel. They like sand. They like pea gravel. They like something that's a hard bottom. A lot of really old rivers that we have in the United States, and they've been there forever, have a lot of silt on the bottom. That's one of the reasons some of the rivers get very difficult to fish if you don't have a lot of rocks in the area and you don't have a lot of current, is that the bottom is covered in silt, so the bass goes over there and tries to make a bed, lay the eggs, silt covers up over the eggs, the sunshine can't get to them, and they don't have very good spawns. And over a period of time, if you don't have very good spawn, you're going to have less and less and less and less bass. The bass will actually spawn on those stumps. They'll take those big stumps and they'll build a bed right on top of them. Yeah, right on top of them. Those stumps that's been cut off when they cleared that lake usually. And these may be, depending on the clarity of the water, they could be 4, 5, 6 foot down. If you got a really clear river, they can be pretty deep. So pay attention to those stumps. Always good to throw at a stump at any time. But during spawning season, particularly good. Another thing, of course, bass like to spawn behind and beside stumps as well. So don't overlook stumps for bedding bass, spawning bass. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.